Hi, welcome to 7 Facts. Today's episode will feature Illinois, the 13th American state covered in this series. If you wish to learn more about the other states, click on the playlist appearing now on the screen. And remember to subscribe and check out my channel because more videos will be added to the hundreds that are already there. Ready? Okay, let's do this. Although today the state's largest population center is around Chicago in the northern part, the state's European population grew first in the west, with French Canadians who settled along the Mississippi River and gave the area the name. Why the French? Because Illinois was once part of French Louisiana and thus it was initially a French colonial territory. After the American Revolutionary War established the United States, American settlers began arriving from Kentucky in the 1810s via the Ohio River, and the population grew from south to north. It was in 1818 that Illinois gained statehood and became America's 21st state. Today, Illinois is, or should be, known for several inventions that are now part of our everyday life. Let's take the dishwasher. The first reliable dishwasher was built in a tool shed in Shelbyville and was unveiled at the 1893 World Fair in Chicago. Next, the TV remote. The Zenith Radio Company, based in Chicago, was the first company to develop a wireless TV remote control. I'm sure we're all thankful for that. Here's another invention, the fly swatter. Pretty handy and obvious, and yet someone had to invent it, right? It was Robert R. Montgomery, and he was from Decatur in Illinois. How about the zipper? That too was invented in Illinois, as were the pinball machine, the barbed wire, the ferris wheel, the vacuum cleaner, and you might say that even the cell phone was created here. Created by Martin Cooper in 1973, the Dynatac was the world's first mobile phone, and it was developed by Motorola, which was based in, you guessed it, Illinois. The capital city of Illinois is Springfield, and although many of you Simpson fans say that this is the city that's featured in the show, the creators themselves have admitted that it's really not. Springfield wasn't always the state's capital. First, it was Kaskaskia, until 1820 that is, when it was relocated to Vandalia. It was Abraham Lincoln and his political group called the Long Nine that managed to move Illinois' capital to Springfield. And obviously no, Chicago is not the capital city and it never was. Speaking of Chicago, there's a common nickname used to refer to it, the Windy City, but in fact it has nothing or very little to do with meteorology. The expression from a New York City journalist actually referred to the boastful, long-winded politicians campaigning for the World's Columbian Exposition of 1893. Before that, it was a phrase referring to the breezes off Lake Michigan, but it wasn't popularly used. The repeated use of the phrase in the newspapers made the term popular, but those people weren't referring to the breezes, but rather to the politicians. Here's another amazing fact about Chicago. The city was actually literally raised by up to 2 meters. Yep, you heard that right. The entire city was raised. This happened starting from 1858. The problem was that the elevation of Chicago was not much higher than the shorelines of Lake Michigan, so there was almost no natural drainage. This led to the spread of pathogens due to the standing waters. There were typhoid epidemics, dysentery, and it all culminated with an outbreak of cholera that killed 6% of the population. So the decision was made to create a proper sewerage system. The drains were laid, the roads and sidewalks were covered with soil, and then they actually raised most buildings to the new grade with hydraulic jacks. Some buildings weighed hundreds or even thousands of tons and were 30 to 60 to 100 meters long. Other buildings were actually moved, sometimes entire blocks all at once, to other areas of the city. This is indeed one of the greatest projects of the modern world, and for the most part it was done without the slightest crack or damage. Route 66 used to be called the Main Street of America. It was one of the original highways within the US highway system, and it was one of the busiest and most used pieces of road in the United States. But did you know it started from Illinois? The famous Route 66 ran from Chicago to Santa Monica, California, covering 3,940 kilometers. Today, the route has a historic status, and in fact you can enjoy a long car ride starting from the corner of Michigan Avenue and Jackson Street in Chicago. So, are there any Superman fans here? If there are, you might want to listen to this. The hometown of Superman is in Illinois. In his various portrayals, Superman resides in a fictional American city named Metropolis. And on January 21st, 1972, DC Comics declared Metropolis from Illinois the home of Superman. In fact, there is an actual resolution adopted by the state legislature in the same year that confirms this. The city is home to a Superman museum, and there is an annual Superman celebration, so if you're a fan of the franchise, visiting Metropolis is simply a must. So there it is. These were 7 facts about Illinois. Did you enjoy the video? Let me know downstairs in the comments. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. If you wish to support this channel even more, you can become a patron by clicking on the screen now or finding the link in the description. I hope to see you next time. Bye.